Those who are aspiring to write civil service exam in the year 2026-2027, CSB-IS Academy is starting a new batch on April 23rd on Wednesday. The new name of the batch is Vishwavasu. As this is a Telugu New Year this year, Vishwavasu batch we are launching on April 23rd with our auspicious name. Those who are interested to take coaching online or offline in English medium, they can approach CSB-IS Academy. They can directly come to the Hyderabad and take coaching, or they can access this coaching online also. This coaching, the time frame of this coaching is 11 months and we cover all the subjects with respect to prelims and mains. Those who are really interested to take coaching for civil services, they can access CSB-IS Academy through these phone numbers. They can call, they can ask their queries. The phone numbers are displayed on in front of the video and also in the comments box of the video. Thank you. Phone numbers and further details can be found in the description box below the video. Interested candidates who want to join this course can fill the Google form which is given in the description box below the video.
Hello everyone. There have been many important developments in the newspaper of today. First and foremost, there have been very caustic remarks made by Jagdeep Dhankar in a meeting of Rajya Sabha interns against the recent Supreme Court judgment on passing the Tamil Nadu state government bills which have been pending with the President of India. He said that the judiciary is becoming a super parliament and it is using Article 142 as a nuclear missile against the democratic forces of the country. As we all know that Article 142 presents the Supreme Court a unique opportunity to intervene in matters in the interest of complete justice. Then apart from that, he was also saying that there is a need to respect the principle of separation of power, which is very important in the Constitution of India. And he also stated that the Supreme Court is neither answerable to the people, it is not questionable in the Parliament of India, and it has become an unaccountable institution and it has cornered all the powers of legislature and executive in itself. So this is one very severe remark made by him, and he also made similar remarks earlier too. In fact, we remember that he said that abolishing or squashing the NJAC has been wrong by the Supreme Court. He also said that the Supreme Court of India has become a self-appointing institution. So these are some remarks which are made by him. So let's wait and see how the Supreme Court is going to respond to the same. Now, the next important news that has come is with respect to cleaning the Yamuna River. We all know well that the Yamuna River originates in the glacier of Yamunotri, and it in fact meets the Ganga River at a place which is called as Triveni Sangam nearby to Prayagraj, where the recent Mahakumbh also has been conducted. In fact, Yamuna is the largest tributary of the river Ganga and it has a very long stretch and it supports nearly 57 million people across India. Then along with that, nearly 70% of the drinking water requirement of the city of Delhi, it also comes from the river Yamuna. And if you observe this, Yamuna River, it flows in the city of Delhi. And even though only 2% of Yamuna River flows in the city of Delhi, nearly 80% of the pollution of Yamuna River, it occurs in the city of Delhi. And apart from that, there has been a program of the Indian government to clean the Yamuna River from the year 1993, which is called as Yamuna Action Plan. But as things did not improve much, the central government is taking special initiatives in order to clean up the Yamuna River. And the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is taking a special interest in the cleaning process, and he said that the most advanced technology, including space imagery, would be used in order to clean up the river. Then apart from that, he also stated that the Yamuna river cleaning process, it cannot be done by the government alone and it has to be part of Jan Bhagidari program. That is people's movement, wherein the people voluntarily participate in large number in order to keep the river clean. Then he also said that even the people who participate in the Braj Yatra also should take the responsibility of cleaning the river or keeping the river clean. As we know well that the Yamuna passes through the Braj region of western Uttar Pradesh. There it is of high religious significance. So he is in fact asking the Braj Yatra people also to keep the river clean. So then apart from that, in one more important development, the Andhra Pradesh state government has passed an ordinance subclassifying the scheduled castes. If we observe it, see the issue of subclassification of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, it started in the United Andhra Pradesh region. So because of which reason, Telangana became the first state to subcategorize. Now the Andhra Pradesh government also followed suit by subcategorizing the scheduled castes through an ordinance, and it passed the ordinance which is called as AP Scheduled Caste Subclassification Ordinance of 2025. And if you look at this ordinance, it said that it is meant to target the welfare schemes for the sake of scheduled castes. Then apart from targeting the welfare schemes, one more important statement it has been made is that nearly 59 scheduled castes are going to be subclassified, and the subclassification is going to follow three criteria. The first criteria is with respect to population, the second is with respect to backwardness, and the third is with respect to social cohesion. And apart from this, it is also stated that it is going to subclassify on the basis of a 200-point rooster system. And in this, it has classified the scheduled castes into three categories. The first is nearly 12 subcastes with 1% reservation. Group 2 is 18 castes with 6.5% reservation. And Group 3 is 29 subcastes with 7.5% reservation. In fact, the Supreme Court of India in Davinder Singh versus State of Punjab has permitted the subclassification, and it said that it needs empirical evidence for subclassification. The Andhra Pradesh government has done the subclassification on the basis of a rooster system, which can provide the empirical basis for the subclassification. Then over and above this, one more important news that has come is the Pakistani army chief has made an insensitive remark in a meeting with the Pakistan's expatriate community, and he made a statement that Kashmir remains the jugular vein of Pakistan. In fact, he has stated that Kashmir has remained and will remain the jugular vein of Pakistan, and he also said that he will support the Kashmiri separatists who are fighting against the Indian government. This was a crass and insensitive remark made by him, and in fact, in response, the Indian External Affairs Ministry also stated very clearly that already as it is, Pakistan is a state sponsor of terrorism, and it has become a global terrorism epicenter. And over and above that, it has illegally occupied the region of Kashmir from 1948, and we are demanding a return of Pak-occupied Kashmir too. So this has been the statement of the External Affairs Ministry of India. If you look at the statement of the Pakistani army chief, Asim Munir, his intention is very clear. He wants to maintain the continued control of the deep state of or military state of Pakistan over the civilian authorities, because of which reason the Pakistani army always keeps the Kashmiri issue burning. So this is one thing that we need to remember. Then one more important development is with respect to the space research. In fact, the James Webb Telescope, which has been launched by NASA, Canadian Space Research Agency, and European Space Research Agency, which contained, in fact, an infrared astronomy equipment. This James Webb Telescope, in fact, it was able to find traces of life on an exoplanet. In fact, it has always been a dream of the people in the world to find some extraterrestrial life. And because of this reason, there have been continuous searches for extraterrestrial life. And for the first time, we found the traces of life in a planet which is called as 𝐃218b planet. And this 𝐃218b planet is nearly 124 light years away from us. And apart from being 124 light years away from us, it is also a planet which is 8.6 times as massive as Earth. And what did we find on this planet? We find, the chemical fingerprints of two important elements. One is a dimethyl sulfide, which is also called as a DMS. And the second is a dimethyl disulfide, that is DMDS. And usually these two chemical traces or fingerprints can only be found on planets where there is a lot of phytoplankton, which is also called as usually algae on Earth. So if these kind of species are present on water, then only they will release this DMS or DMDS. And based on the presence of these two chemical fingerprints, the James Webb Telescope has identified that there is high possibility of living organisms on this planet, which is the 𝐃218b planet. And apart from that, it is also stated that the James Webb Telescope is developing observational astrobiology, where on the basis of trace elements which are present on a distant planet, we will be able to judge whether life is present on them or not. So this is one more important development. Then apart from this development, there has been an important article with respect to the Supreme Court and the Indian government or the central government's tussle between the Supreme Court and the central government over the Waqf Amendment Act. In fact, the central government made a commitment to the Supreme Court that the three provisions which have been red flagged by the Supreme Court, that is, number one, Waqf by user denotification. The second is the district collector's adjudicating authority over Waqf property. And the third is non-appointment of Muslims into the Waqf board. These are the three issues which are red flagged by the Supreme Court of India, and the central government has stated or given a commitment to the Supreme Court that we will not change the status quo in all these three subject matters. We will not implement the Waqf Amendment Act in these provisions, and till May 5th, when the final hearing of the Supreme Court is present on the Waqf Amendment Act, the central government is not going to change the status quo in all the three subject matters. That is the commitment of the central government. Primarily, the central government made this commitment because the Supreme Court was willing to give a stay on the entire Waqf Amendment Act. To avoid this stay and to gain more time till May 5th next hearing, the central government made a commitment that it is not going to touch these three provisions. That is, number one, Waqf notification or Waqf by user notification. Second is district collectors adjudicating authority. And the third is appointment of non-Muslim members in the Waqf board are the three issues on which there has been a delay by the central government. Let's wait for May 5th what the final adjudication on the said issue is going to be. Okay, thank you.